Either way, though, we gotta talk smart and dumb. Whether or not as it comes about losers finals that's coming up next. We've been talking about this because we saw this in winners semifinals, and now we get to see it again. It was one of the best sets we've seen all day, and hopefully we get to say that again as YoseFu and Zai go at it here in losers finals. Best of 5 set, and we launch into it so quickly we almost missed it.
Almost plugged into 2 to 3 stocks. But immediately comes through. Zai waits for no man.
Dude, he has been looking over that down air all day, and he just goes, you know what, I'm getting it right now. I do not care.
Unfortunately, didn't wait long enough to get the full clip on Twitter.
He got posted on Twitter, and he's gonna be like, I had to look at I had to look at a loading screen and then a down air just instantly, but it's all right. Because it doesn't change the fact that that was a sick first stock by Zai. Getting to play with a lead that big as we start, we saw in that winner's semifinal set, having a lead is game-changing for either of these two.
Well, for sure. Definitely, totally, like,
oh my god, he does it again!
That's insane. The empty lane into the down smash. It just, the pace is at the player's will, whoever has that lead.
Mm-hmm. And boy, Zai's will says, let me, oh my god, the reads coming out of, dude, it is so good. It is so nice to watch high level Smash again.
Yes.
I've been lacking that for a while, but seeing
the
read after read after read, even if they miss, the idea was correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, we saw it in winners, and we're still gonna see it. Toss him out of holy water behind to cover the teleports. There we go.
Teleports again.
Mm-hmm. And down tilt's just under the auto reticle kick. Doesn't quite take it.
Wow, and the tenacity right there by YoseFu. He knows that Zai has to be thinking in his head he's going to cover the teleport this time. So very quick and simple edge guard to close it out there for YoseFu. He still got a chance in this one. We are on Smashville, which as we've seen, YoseFu has taken great advantage of today with his Belmont. Great coverage on the center platform. Gets the quick auto parries on that explosive flame just for the style points. But yeah, 110% builds up. This is only going to take one more aerial from Zai, or how about an explosive flame to set up? Give him one more.
Ooh, no jump. Oh, he did. He went so deep for it.
Maximum distance, you might as well use every single bit you've got as a Belmont, and he does it again to maneuver around the explosive flame, and he nearly deked Zai out of that stock.
But instead, Zai comes through with the counter again. One of those things where, like, in most matchups, that counter is not great, but against the balance, we'll get some use here and there.
Love the quick downer to land by YoseFu. We've seen that Zai is taking advantage of his willingness to just take his time to land, try and throw out some projectiles. He's gotten hit early a couple of times for that, so now he wants to try and establish his presence on stage as soon as possible.
And send up these holy waters at the ledge. He just slowly walked into the whip.
That tells me that Zai was not ready to be on stage right there.
No, I think he was maybe trying to DI away from the fire, but I'm sorry.
Another nair to cover that jump back on stage. Belmont only has so many options he can do. Now that double jump has to go to the air dodge, but he's able to reverse that whole situation to bring this down to last stock. But the read again from Zai. He constantly just slams the wings down on the ground, and this time they fly him to a game 1 victory.
That's insane. Yeah, that's one way to use your invincibility. Stand directly in the opponent's line of movement and wait.
And then slam. And the ground pounds have been big for Zai so far. I mean, he's closed out a couple stocks. That one, perhaps one of the flashiest using those reads. And you want to talk about flashy, I'm sure we'll see it later, but that downer to just open up the VOD, basically. Right. We haven't seen anything like that, basically, at all in this top 8. A very quick stock like that. And for Zai to make that the defining moment at the start of the set, that's huge for him.
And it was really interesting to see. Yeah, Smashville as the starting stage in a matchup where it's so strong for the Belmont, but we saw from Zai, obviously, it does not matter how strong it is for the Belmont when the Zai is on the screen. He's just fine working with the stage that he's given. Totally cool with this one.
Even though Smashville doesn't give him a ton of room, he also realizes that if he gets up close to YoseFu, he also does not have a lot of room to try and get the projectiles where he wants them.
Almost saw a repeat immediately of that down air start. for the game, and I think that really did mean a lot for the game because it felt like they were playing very even, blow for blow, outside of the fact that YoseFu was down a clean stock.
It is all down to that, again, that very early quick stock, and, you know, it looks like Zai has the right idea that he's not going to look for any, you know, where they're not there, but when the opportunity is presented, he takes them quickly, with force.
Oh, nice use of the explosive flame again. Just weaving around this pressure, chilling at the very edge of the platform with a cancel.
Ooh, Nair to cover on the platform. The up B comes out again. It's something that we saw from Zai in the set against YoseFu back when they played in winter semis, is that he just missed a couple of punishes that he really should have gotten. And I think that after that Nair, that accidental up B, or whether YoseFu meant to do it and just missed it, that was another opportunity for Zai to get some serious damage. But even so, he knows that he has to move on in this stock and go with what situations are here now. And what he's got to do, get around that holy water, and it looks like he's done so. Well, as I speak that.
As he's speaking, he gets donked, and then again, did not leave enough room for Zero.
Donked, doinked, and dinked. All three of them. And back down to that ledge. Not well placed there on the holy water, but he's able to cover the tournament winner. And I love that by YoseFu, that he has so many ideas in his head that he's willing to utilize whenever he sees his opponent come off of ledge, and particularly covering the double jumps from ledge. Can Zai close this out? Not quite. Great recovery again from YoseFu.
But still, vortexes into almost a second explode. There we go, another explosive flame, and there's no way he makes this one back. Just the little tip of it bounced him really far off.
And this is crazy, right? We haven't seen really anybody edgeguard YoseFu in this way the entire day, the entire tournament, I would say. And yet, Zai has been doing it, I wouldn't say with ease, but every opportunity he's had, he has not missed.
Yeah, normally, like, you expect to see Belmont in an edgeguards compilation kind of thing, where it's just this character getting knocked off stage and repeatedly unable to return. But YoseFu's recoveries have been great.
He's gonna look for that downer, isn't he? If he went low, went for that up B, he might have found another one. But yeah, YoseFu knows, you know, he's got to play to not lose right now, rather than to win.
Sometimes you're on stage to do like that.
Ooh, the up B just to knock him off. Again, that's one of those big risk up Bs where I say, yeah, the reward is nice to get him off of you, but man, it opens you up so much if you miss.
Go down tilt, goes for the tech chase setup. Down smash is going to cover a lot. YoseFu is at 51%, but he is very close to taking this stock from Zai. This is very well within YoseFu's reach.
Yeah, 51%, that's something that a Belmont can make up real quick. He comes down with that downer just to get himself out of the situation. The double teleport into the explosive flame, very fancy.
Yeah, very fancy. Goes for the downer, almost sets that one up into explosive flame. The percents are slowly leaving YoseFu's fate. Within a range where YoseFu.
But hey, I mean, right now, solid less than 30% now for him to make up. One holy water at the ledge means that this is actually his game, and the axe puts him in the lead as well.
Now he's got to get through the holy water again. Bounces off the shield, but he's stuck there for a minute. Doesn't quite catch the landing.
Yeah, Zai sees that opportunity. He knows that if he runs away, gives YoseFu the chance to throw out one more projectile, it becomes all that more difficult. Shields the down tilt. Now he's got a ledge trap.
Forward throw, yeet! He wasn't ready for the DI.
I think that he just was not ready for a grab in general.
At all, no, because we rarely see them from YoseFu, but when they come out, it is big.
I think that's something to expect when he's playing grounded and he's not jumping up into the air. That's something that I think that anytime that a Belmont holds forward, he's probably looking for a grab, right? Because otherwise, you're going to stick at that medium range where he had so much success. But yeah, YoseFu found a fantastic comeback factor right there and just building up the damage and then catching that off DI. Yeah. Any opportunity that he is given, he will use.
Absolutely will take it. And now, at this time, smartly getting rid of Kalos. Unfortunately, not going to be able to watch Zion Kalos anymore.
Much to the chagrin of RJ.
Yeah. Zion Kalos. Can I get some Zion Kalos pogs in the chat?
Yeah, press 1 if you want to see Zion Kalos.
I want to see Zion Kalos. But instead, we're going to Battlefield, which again, it's fine enough stage for both. For both characters, but I think all the teleport cancel stuff that we're seeing out of Zion, he might be able to pull something out.
And not only that, I mean, he's been playing so well whenever the Belmont is within arm's reach of him, right? And Battlefield will sort of give him that opportunity to keep him close enough. But the idea then also goes towards Belmont that you are always just out of arm's reach against him if he is utilizing the whip correctly.
Absolutely. And YoseFu has been very expertly using that whip perfectly.
Like, YoseFu wants to play a spacing battle, and Zai wants to do anything but that. Just throw your projectiles, fine. You go up and play Marshall with me, great. But if you just keep throwing out the whip and the holy waters, that's where I'm gonna lose. That's what we've seen so far.
I don't like that.
Boy, yeah, YoseFu's platform coverage is insane.
And Battlefield really gives you a lot of that. A lot of people will say this is one of Belmont's, if not Belmont's best stage. I don't know about the best, but
It's
really
gotta be up there for sure, yeah.
Not uncommon to see it as a counter pick.
I wonder, we might see it right here where YoseFu throws down the holy water and then tosses up an axe afterwards. We see some slick movement from Zai to get around it, and that time he just gets caught doing that neutral get up. Whip comes through, but I've seen him do a little bit of a drift away and then drift back in, and I wonder if there's anything YoseFu can do about that, or if that's just something that he has to respect that Palutena can escape from.
Holy water keeps getting hot potatoed around there. That's gonna be a whip just to punish the smash attack, but covering yourself on the way back down, you see it closest lane. Ooh, that could be a good combo.
And the long-range holy water not going to give him anything coming off the platform like that. Goes for the axe, looking for an air dodge or something.
Doesn't quite find it, but man, he's taking a lot of percent already. That's gonna be, yeah, nair drag down into the up special. Not gonna kill, especially on Battlefield now.
Oh, and the jump away as he notices the explosive flame coming out, and it also lets him set up for the holy water. Damage is done there by Zai to take that stock, but 133 is plenty of damage for him to be having to play gingerly.
Yes, it is. Nearly 150. We might even. Oh, interesting.
Okay, you know what? If that was on purpose, that was the coolest thing.
Do your own thing, man.
Ooh, off stage though.
That could have been really scary. We'll drop a stock at 45.
And here we go again. The cross this time. That time, the cross came out specifically because YoseFu knew that Zai knew that he needed to be more proactive after seeing that last edge guard sequence. And it just goes to show you how good YoseFu is in terms of adapting very quickly. Zai, 171%. You did not really even spill that much milk, so don't cry about it.
Yeah.
Ooh, again, too slow on the punish right there. We've seen this a couple times from Zai. Now that roll in, though, on the explosive flame could keep himself very much in this game if he closes up the stock, but he's got to do it, like, now.
Definitely got to play.
That should do it. I think up air may have been able to do it right there, but instead the nair comes out. Back throw at the ledge. Battlefield's pretty large and Belmont's pretty heavy, so it's not quite over yet. Nair's not going to do it either. Didn't even have to burn the air dodge to make it back in the footstool to take the stock. YoseFu, in his own right, is allowed to throw out that taunt after that, saw his opportunity, and took it to the bank.
That is the reversal if I have ever seen one.
It's so, like, that was the most intentional footstool I have ever seen. You're a Belmont going off stage on purpose because you know this Palutena's only got one option, and throwing out that taunt afterwards, you know that YoseFu is feeling it. He can smell grand finals right now.
And again, no Kalos, no Pokemon Stadium. I don't think that as Palutena you really want Final Destination.
No, and even Town and City can be difficult, right?
Yeah,
So we actually go back to Smashville. That just goes to show you that stage bans really can change the landscape so much, especially in a matchup like this where Zai has shown Kalos is deadly in his favor.
And I'm pretty sure we saw Kalos twice in their first set. Both games going to Zai. That's 2 of his wins on a stage that's no longer available. Pretty huge going into the second set.
Yeah, makes it a lot harder for him. Obviously going to be sticking it out with the Palutena here. Twice with that up B really quickly here from YoseFu. I wonder if he's looking for Zai to get so aggressive now that he's chosen a small stage again. And it's so interesting, right? We've had a lot of games on these smaller stages that would normally inhibit what worked so well for Zai in that first game where he camped out YoseFu a lot, but playing up close, it's 81% well into YoseFu's favor, not quite able to close out the stock though.
Trying to catch a roll there, doesn't quite find it though. It's still just when when it fails, it still gets Zai pushed just to the other ledge.
Jabs on shield will not be safe. Zai goes for that down air follow-up. Air dodge afterwards will let him continue that with a sort of a pseudo frame.
Was able to find some, 55%, not bad. You can set up potentially an edge guard. Hard enough to knock on it. Down tilt's just under the auto reticle again.
I think the big thing that's changed in between last set and this set, as he gets that edge guard right there, and it just kind of goes to show what I'm talking about, is that YoseFu has changed the way that he plays around these projectiles so much. He's so much better at punishing Zai for them rather than just waiting them out and saying, well, mine are better, so I'll just wait for yours to finish. When in fact, he's got plenty of time to punish an auto reticle or an explosive flame. And it's been doing so much good for him in this set. However, the reflected axe, you don't often see it come into play, but that time it works out.
Yeah, definitely a rare gem, but that one a valuable one.
A little bit of diamond in the mix. Now we'll see, once again, stuck at the ledge, able to get right through before that axe comes out. I feel like this is where the game plan has changed for both of these players, right? Is that they are both now trying to stop the projectiles before they even come out, and we're getting a brawl between these two players, whereas Winter Semis was nothing like that.
There we go, down throw sits him on the platform. Not really a big follow-up down air has been big now for YoseFu to get back off, away from the pressure.
Quick jump, air dodge down though. I saw a lot of that from Grayson as well, the air dodge to try and avoid the up airs. And the reflect on the cross. Zai's one up air away from finishing this. Instead, he sets up for another juggle.
Ooh, and that back air comes through, punches away the holy water attempt. Ends up taking that stock when Zai was behind for a good bit there.
Behind pretty significantly, but now these two nairs kind of show that he is right back into the zone. Smashville may very well be his domain, as he's gotten up to 50% and more on the explosive flame. It's a whole mess, and somehow YoseFu comes out with the stock.
Could hardly see what was happening with all the graphical effects on the screen, but eventually I think it led to a nair drag down into the up spectrum.
That was like one of those cartoon scenes where people are fighting and it's just a dust cloud with like arms and cat noises.
It says poof and pow and
yeah.
whack and
That's all I could see in that situation, but man, YoseFu is seeing nothing but colors right now. Zai is making his head spin 132% and not a whole lot to show for it on the Belmont side.
Starting to get a little bit, but just baby hits. Eventually the reflectors coming through a little bit more out of Zai recently than I've seen the entire set.
Oh!
Up throw's not going to do it just yet.
But I think that is very particularly showing that Zai wants to set up for a juggle in that situation. Heavy boy gets back thrown, but it won't be enough to save him. The chunky man is gone. And we go, as we predicted, to another game 5.
I believe I told Kimona as I was sitting back down preparing for us to get back from break. I anticipate there being 15 more games tonight,
which is fun.
Yeah, I do believe we're already a third of the way there.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, that many is guaranteed. You are so far 5 for 5.
So now,
and you will be guaranteed another 2 once Grand Final starts.
I'm at least.
You're almost halfway there.
It'll be 3 for Grand Finals.
Well, you're guaranteed 3 games, but if it ends 3-0, then
I'm at least
done.
Then I'm at least over halfway there.
Over halfway there.
8 out of 15 ain't great, but
that's not quite enough to pass a class. But you know what? It's enough to pass my friendship test.
Thank you.
A passing grade is 0. I don't care how many games you predict correctly.
Oh, wonderful.
You can still be my friend.
That is relieving.
Thank you. Not that I asked, but thank you.
Yeah. I was worried for a moment that I would be kicked out immediately.
Get out of my apartment right now.
No, Battlefield is about what I expected for the last game.
2, 1,
there's not a lot of options. They keep bouncing back and forth between the same stages. They both won on multiple of the stages. But it just comes down to don't let Zai play on Kalos.
So you'd expect Battlefield to come back. Again, as much as the Belmonts like the triplats, you're never going to see Yoshi's story if you can help it, because those slanted ledges make it so much harder to throw out those holy waters. But now we're going to see YoseFu trying to fight back that quick lead that Zai brought up. Nearly got another one of those downers to close out that first stock. We saw how meaningful that was in that game 1, right?
Oh yeah. Naring all the way to the other side. Nair hitting your shield on a platform like that is terrifying.
That's one of those times where you just have to hold it and say, all right, I don't get to play the game right now.
Yeah, I just gotta wait for the next mix-up. Not my turn.
Ooh, up close. This time, I think YoseFu was looking for Zai to get aggressive, try and meet him at his own that he expected. And they just ended up kind of staring at each other like, you gonna move, partner?
Yeah. Definitely a Mexican family.
Up to the top platform, he will go, but nothing to show for it. Nearing that top blast zone as well. Yeah, 125. Expect that one more up air, something even like a ledge guard should do this. Don't know about back throw. With the rage at the ledge, though, it certainly does.
There you go now, just coming down with an axe, toss that whip. Eventually, keep throwing these kill moves, you'll get one of them, right?
And I think that's really all that YoseFu's trying to set up for right there, right? It's just he wants the platform coverage. That's how he won his game on Battlefield, was noticing that Zai wanted to jump towards him, and that means he's got to go where the whip will cover.
He rolling just out of range of the attack from Zai and is able to get a little bit extra damage off of it. Nair, because he was able to be stuck on that platform still, didn't really convert into a whole lot.
But now into that forwarder to knock him off stage. He's setting up for a very nice ledge guard. Whether that dash attack was intentional or not, it got him perfect coverage to keep YoseFu stuck off stage. But even though, both of these players have had some pretty good streaks, they are still dead even. Game 5.
Ooh, forwarder though converting into the explosive flame. Now he's going real low. Not going to be able to cover that with the cross in there.
That's exactly why YoseFu took so much time, is he realized that if Zai ran into it, then he would get great positioning, won't have enough time to cover it, but it doesn't matter. He's not close enough to tether with the whip, and Zai is the first one to get his opponent the last stock here.
And last stock, game 5, but Zai still chilling at about 80. You've really got to find something special to take a stock now. And the percent is just climbing. I love the idea there for the auto punish the re-grab with authority on the down air.
I can't believe it. We started the set with a down air that Zai had been hunting all day and not finding. And then we end the set with a down air that he just really wanted to put a pin on, like you said, with authority to take a set.
It was beautiful play. Zai now 2-0 in YoseFu in sets in this tournament alone, and earned his right at the rematch against Grayson.
And I think that this is going to play into the grand final set as well, but they're in losers finals. I think that Zai really took advantage of wearing down YoseFu over the course of that whole game and kind of turning everything into sort of a little bit of a blur for him. That I think that after playing this deep into the tournament, that YoseFu went down into losers a little bit earlier than Zai did. I think that a lot of that game was determined by the fatigue of having to go into a game 5 and, YoseFu kind of losing a little bit of focus. And I think that down air there at the end shows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, YoseFu had to play so many games. Even after playing against Zai, had a game 5 against Shattuck, had a game 4 against Danby.
No easy pickings for anybody here. And it might be the same story for Zai up against Grayson. Rob has had plenty of time to rest. Grayson has been watching and waiting, much like Hall & Oates. And Zai has had to, play this grueling set now and doesn't get that time to relax. He's got to launch right into it and keep the engine burning.
Right, Zai today started off 3-1 against Magic Trumpet Man, but I'm never not stressed playing against Little Mac, right? Going in against AZ, again, game 5 against the Wolf, always stressful. Game 5 against YoseFu. Game 5 against YoseFu again after your loss against Grayson, which is another game 5. Zai's been playing so many games. He's got to be feeling some kind of level of fatigue.
I mean, look at the stuff that he's had to deal with, too. Like, up against YoseFu, making plays to get big comebacks against him. I mean, we saw, obviously, he opened up that set with such power and ended it in that way as well. So he's got some adrenaline in him, but if Grayson is able to wear that down over the first couple of games and mellow out Zai, he might be able to just kind of cruise